can I get the UK's cheapest hot hatch back on the road with zero mechanical experience? Well, today we're going to find out. And for those of you who are new, my car has rusty sills, dodgy jacking points, and a long list of MOT failures. But before I can even think about welding the sills on, I've got to strip this thing down, which means the doors, bumper, wing, and interior need to come out. And I'm even fabricating a couple tools on the way. Let's get stuck in. Right, before I start pulling apart this car any further, I need to deal with the beautiful Scottish weather. I'll be pulling the doors off today, which means the interior is going to be completely exposed to the elements. And since I don't fancy a soggy footwell or fried electrics, it's gazebo time. Now, this isn't exactly a professional car shelter. It's more like a garden party special, but with a few bungee cords and some creative anchoring, should do the job. Putting this gazebo up might be the hardest part of the build. We had a lack of space, so I decided to move all of the cars and vans. Alright, now that there's no longer vehicles in the way, let's get on with the gazebo. Luckily, my dad was here to help. Alright, temporary garage in place. I now have a dry workspace to work with. And now I can crack on without worrying that rain is going to pour straight into my GTI. So in order to get this door off, we need a ratchet, the correct 12 spline socket, or bit, or whatever you want to call it, and a big pair of muscles. And that's because the bolts are incredibly tight. These bolts that I'm currently undoing in the video were actually unnecessary and you should just leave them in. I wish I knew this because I would have saved some time. And now that I undid those unnecessary bolts, I have to undo the wiring harness. This step is actually necessary. As you can see, I finally got it out. I used a very persuasive flathead screwdriver, slip it in between and pull it like that, twist, so that it would open up the clip and just pull right out. Oh, I suppose I could just remove these bolts. I can already feel that the alignment is out, as when I was shutting it, it was clipping on the sill, which means it is loose. This bottom one looks a little bit easier. Okay, so I actually missed one, and I was wondering, like, why is this not coming out? And it's because there's one sneaky bolt right here in the back. So I've got to undo that one, although it's very narrow. Okay, yeah, there's no way that I'm fitting a ratchet in there. So I'm gonna have to have a spanner or something, wrench away at it. Little moments like this would be very useful to have a open ratchet. Or a pass-through ratchet, I think they're called. And so, for the next 15 minutes, this was my life. I was hand-turning a bolt with a spanner, having to adjust it every 30 degrees while supporting a 30-kilo door on my leg. And of course, the Volkswagen engineer decided that this bolt had to be so damn long. I would also like to say thank you so much for 1,000 subscribers. I think we're at like 1,030 subscribers right now. So that's pretty cool. If you are new to the channel and you haven't subscribed yet, I'd really appreciate if you did, as that helps out a lot. So yeah, thanks. So when people say that door is heavy, they're not joking. It's a very heavy door. Took absolutely forever using this, having to come out, put it back in, twist it. Oh my god. Towards the end of that, my hands were getting so greasy and it was just like slipping about, falling like 20 times. But through perseverance and hard work, we got it off like this. So you thought the rear door was hard. How about the front door? Well, it's a bigger door, that's for one, and it's going to be heavier, but I think there's even less space. Oh, definitely. This one doesn't fit in the smallest one, the second smallest one, or the biggest one. So instead we are using a little ratchet and a little head. That'll fit, that'll fit, and that'll fit. Cool. So I've learned from my mistakes, and I'm gonna start with the hardest one, and then finish with the easiest one, so that I am not holding the weight of a door for a very long time. Oh, there we go. We're too tight and now we can't get it out. God, this is so stupid. I've got to retighten it. There we go. Okay, I'm gonna crack them all loose, and then I think I'm gonna have to hand unwind them again. There we go. That's loose enough for me. Okay, so after a lot of trying a bunch of dumb shit, I've not given up. I'm just sleeping on it, and I'll return to it probably tomorrow if it's not raining. Actually, you know what? If it rains, it doesn't really matter because I've got the tent up. So as we can see, the tent is actually holding up pretty well. It's been pretty windy and rainy these past couple of days, and standing strong. Right, so here we have me cutting into a 10mm bolt in definitely the safest and most responsible way possible. You know, don't mind the big car battery that I'm flinging sparks at. One glove, no bench vise, but at least I had goggles. This might be DIY natural selection at its finest. I'm not going all the way through because I don't want to turn this into a projectile. If that will happen, I don't know, but I'd rather not take the risk. I'd say that, but I'm also doing this. There we go. Now we just need to weld that thing onto this. So now I will weld this to that. Well, that's excellent. The bolt's cut, my fingerprints are slightly singed, and now we're going on to the fun part, the welding. Oh. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely not pretty, but it's holding, and it will hold, and it should work. It should be small enough and strong enough for sure to work. Only problem I have is that it's not centered at all. I'll give it a shot. We'll see how it is. It's not pretty, but let me give it another shot. You know what time it is? Oh yes, that actually worked. No way, dude. Oh my god, yes. You don't know how happy I am, man. I've been working at this for so long. You genuinely don't know how happy I am. And also I'm pretty happy that I found this tool as well. Let me get a jack and support this door. So here we have the wiring harness that connects to the door. So once this is out, then I'll be able to remove the door. I guess I'll take this with me. Oh, would you look at that? It just pops right out. And I didn't break anything. Cool. Let's feed this through. Hey, here we are. Okay, so now that both of the doors are off, we're not actually done. We still need to take off the front wing, fender, wheel arch, whatever you want to call it. And then we can finally have my replacement sill measured onto the car, and we'll see how it looks, how it fits, and then we can see how much of the sill we need and how much of it we need to weld on. Because obviously the less welding the better. You save money, you save time. So let's get to taking that wing fender wheel arch off. And in order to take off the front wing fender wheel arch, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. I believe they are 10 mils. I'm right, they are 10 mils. There's like maybe 7 little Torx screws on the wheel arch, or wheel arch lining, holding in the wing. And just as a reminder to myself, this is what these look like. Surprisingly, these are looking better than the screws on my Mark 6. Okay, so I quickly went and done all of the wheel arch lining screws, and now we can pull it out, I believe. Oh wow, that's a lot of cobwebs. Am I missing something? Oh, I am. There's a last one here. Time to pull wheel arch lining again. And I ended up missing something again. There's another wheel arch lining screw that is behind the wheel. So I've got to take it off. So I have made a lot of progress on getting the wing off. However, I have found that you need to get rid of the bumper. Well, you know, not rid of it, but we've got to take it off. But it has started to rain, so I'm going to continue tomorrow morning. Maybe not morning, maybe afternoon. Alright, so it's the next day. Let's get the tent up. So now that the tent is up, we can get working on the car. And first things first, we're getting back to getting that wing off. And in order to do that, we need to take off the front bumper. Man, that thing is very, very round. So I'm just gonna weld onto it. Unfortunately, I didn't record any of the welding that happened just there, but it would appear that rusty bolts do not like to weld very well. But that should be enough. I can fit a 10mm over that, and I should be able to crack that off. I'm not totally confident since it's rusty. So that didn't work at all, but here we have my dad coming to save the day and just drilling it out. Alright, so now that this is out, the bumper is free. And now there's only 4 screws along here to undo, and the bumper should come out. And with the 4 screws taken care of and the hidden grill screws, we undo a previous owner's work and cut off some zip ties. And finally, the bumper is free. Now that the front bumper's off, this reveals these 3 screws that we need to get undone. And just like that, the front wing is off. And now we can finally compare how our replacement sill fits on the car. And it would appear that it fits actually pretty good. It's a really good feeling to be able to see that your project car is coming along. And now with the sill fully revealed, we can actually see how bad the rust is. As we have seen, I think there's 3 main points of corrosion, and that is this point where the wing meets the sill, the middle of the sill where it's underneath the door, and the jacking points. So guys, I'm going to call the video there, and I hope to see you in the next episode where we take out the interior and cut the sill, and then maybe even start welding. I know I've said that for the past like 3 videos, but this is my first time doing it, so I've got no experience and I don't know how long this stuff takes. All I know is that we are making progress, and it's good progress. I'm really looking forward for this car to be back on the road and road legal with an MOT, and then we can finally get to seeing how much potential this car has with modifications.